What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We're finna talk UFC Fight Night, Holloway versus Korean Zombie at Singapore. And Kev, it's gonna be an early one, 5 a.m. 5 a.m. prelims, 8 a.m. main card. As always, go down, like, subscribe, drop your picks for this weekend. Who you got? What parlays y'all putting together? Because you know I'm gonna ride them. As always, this is Paul. Pick 'em, win 'em, Concha. I got my drink poured up, and I'll see y'all in the morning.
Whoa, Paul, you ain't shit. You made sure to wait to tell me that one. 5 a.m., 8 a.m.
On a
See,
Saturday. Like it's some
motherfuckers is
cartoon.
motherfuckers is lucky I'm addicted to them Friday night fights, which is really Friday morning in America. Cause Paul, I be lit. Like I always forget about it. Every week. Every week I forget about the Friday morning fights until like I'm on YouTube. I just get done praying and I'm like, dang, I know I'm not going to school today. What should I do? Then I see the fights and I go, let's go. Every time. Like it's crazy. And it's crazy that I'm explaining it like this, and the same thing's gonna happen this Friday. Like, so I'm gonna be okay.
Repeat.
I'm used to seeing people get fucked up in the morning. And because it's Korean Zombie, because we talking Blessed Express, I'm a, I'm gonna get up in the morning. I'm gonna go handle that.
You
But
gotta have,
if this was RDA and Vincent Luque, I would have been hot.
not only you're gonna wake up for that, bro. I'm telling you right now, we're gonna hop right into it because it's the first fight I want to talk about. But I'm waking up for Talia Santos versus Aaron Blanchfield.
That's about to be a banger.
Bro, this is the two of the most dominant young prospects they've had in the flyweight division by far. And I can't even call them prospects anymore. One's coming off a title fight where I felt like she was robbed. And I was sitting there telling people, take Talia Santos plus 800. This is gonna be this. If people call me crazy, and I'm standing on that hill, and I'm not alone. There's other people behind me saying that she got robbed. And then
Nah,
he's Aaron Blanchfield that's just been dog walking the competition, including Jessica Andrade a few weeks back, where Andrade was on her hot hand run after this dog walking competition. She got dog walked.
yeah, Aaron Blanchfield started that. I mean, I think the winner of this fight fights Tatiana Suarez. I think that's what that is.
I I would think so, but I would feel like at least with these two, I feel like I wouldn't have to fight again. You know what I'm saying? Like this is number two and number one. Like or no,
Oh
two and
shit.
three. Yeah, this is number two and number three. Valentina's number one, and Grasso's champion. But two and three, and we're fighting each other, and then you're gonna tell me I gotta fight Suarez next? That's just coming out. You better sit your ass back there. I'm, I am looking ahead, and like you can fight my remain. I mean, loser. I feel like should fight Tatiana Suarez. That would be a good one.
Damn, so what if Aaron Blanchfield beats Talia Santos? So then Tatiana Suarez last fight was against Andrade. And then Aaron Blanchfield beats on Talia Santos, then Tatiana Suarez fight. She's just getting her leftovers. What's next? Shevchenko? Hey.
At that point, hey, you shouldn't have left.
But nah, man, this fight is going to be a banger. I mean, that we missed Talia Santos because wasn't she supposed to fight Shevchenko again before Grasso? What was her last fight?
No,
She
no. Her
started
last
for
fight
like,
was Shevchenko. I don't know why. There was another fight, but it wasn't Shevchenko rematch.
but she pulled out. I remember she pulled out the last second, and maybe it was against Tatiana Suarez, but it was somebody. She pulled out, and it was because of an injury, and everybody was upset about it because we thought she was going to dog walk that person and go straight to the title fight next. But who you got in this one? Because Aaron Blanchfield is a monster, but Talia Santos is so strong, so big,
Big, strong, and they both like
wrestling ass motherfucker.
and yeah,
BJJ.
and they got power in their shots because you remember that's what hurt Andrade was she was getting tagged on the feet. Like Blanchfield was da 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 using her reach, tagging her. Whereas Talia Santos, I don't think has better stand up. I think Blanchfield wins the stand up department, but Santos' hands are heavier. Where if she does land, it could be a game changer just because how big she is. I want to know who wins the mat competition because these are both very good BJJ fighters, and it will hit the mat. Is Talia Santos being stronger and just being able to like will her onto the ground, or does Blanchfield really showcase, because she's coming off two back-to-back submissions over Jessica Andrade, who is a dog. Yeah, and then Molly Meatball, which you know how I feel. But I mean, 11-1. Her one loss is on Invicta FC against Tracy Cortez, Brian Ortega's ex. Not a bad.
Stop. Why would you refer to her as Brian Ortega's ex? My future ex.
Yeah, Kev's future ex, Ortega's ex, but 24 years old, dog. Talia Santos, who is newer to the UFC, but she is 30. She's a little older, but outside, like Joanne Wood submitted her. Gillian Robertson, red haired demon, unanimous decision. Her only loss was a split decision outside of that. In her UFC one was a split decision to Borella, where a lot of people thought she won. So no fault on that loss, in my opinion. So those are her two losses to Blanchfield's one. Like, it doesn't get better than this in the women's division, in my opinion, without a belt on the line. And I'm gonna rock with Blanchfield just because she's 6'4", or no mind, she's 5 foot. I mean, but she has insane. Yeah, her reach for 5'4", she has the same reach as Santos, who's a little taller than her. And we saw her, this Andrade and her. I feel like Andrade strikes like Santos, where it's not disciplined. It's more of I got fucking power. And if Blanchfield can just repeat what she did to her to Santos, and then we start seeing Santos, I would need to see Santos be dominant on the ground for me to read like, oh shit, I'm wrong. And I think Blanchfield is good, really good on the ground, where I don't think Santos will be dominant. I think she may. I don't know who wins this, but whoever wins, I don't think they dominate on the ground. So I'm going to lean Blanchfield because I think on the striking department, she's going to be able to piece her up and not get hit with that heavy strike. She just did that against Andrade. She made Andrade look foolish when they were striking with each other.
Yeah, I respect that. I mean, this being a 3-round fight and Talia Santos coming off an injury, hasn't fought since that 5-round fight with Valentina Shevchenko. I'm also leaning Blanchfield, but I also just feel like Blanchfield just has it all right now. I think this is Blanchfield's fight to lose. I think she's hot. I think she has tunnel vision and she wants to see a championship. You feel me? So I really, really see Blanchfield doing something crazy in this fight, and maybe seeing Grasso versus Blanchfield next year in Mexico.
That'd be nice. That's the fight I think will be made. That's why I'm leaning Blanchfield. I just think she's like you said, she's in her run. We're watching her level up and get better, and just completely continue to make the opposition look terrible.
Facts.
Next fight, Japanese biggest secret to last year when he made his debut in the UFC. Rinya Nakamura 7-0, 28 years old, and already looks like the legit demon that they sold him as. Minus 800 favorite, which is the biggest favorite I've seen in a long time on his UFC picks, versus Bernie Garcia, who got a win on Contender Series over Joshua Weems, KO. Then he lost to Journey Newsom. Isn't a bad loss. Another one of the younger, newer fighters in UFC that's been kind of winning and losing here and there. And then he lost to Brady Heidstadt in his last fight. I can't remember what card this is. I'm gonna look it up now. But that fight, he was winning 2.5 rounds, in my opinion, before Heidstadt hurt him really bad. Didn't get the finish, but then going into the scorecards, he lost the decision to Heidstadt. Even though I felt like he was winning the first 2 rounds, looking real good. Some judge thought he won 2 rounds. The judges thought he won 2 rounds, even though I thought Fernie definitely won 2. But I think the knockdown late in the fight definitely helped Heidstadt. So, yeah, he's 1-2 in his UFC career, and he's going up against Nakamura, who's minus 800 favorite. We don't have to sit here for a long time to think who's going to win. I just want to see how Nakamura wins. Because Japan, he has all these submission wins and knockouts. He comes in the UFC, gets a first-round knockout win, and does it in a devastating fashion. Does he do it again? Do we see another early? I'm going to say it now. I'm betting first round finish Nakamura. Just because of I think he is legit.
No, dead ass, man. I mean, I'm just looking forward to learning more and more about my boy Nakamura. You know, I love Japan. You know, I'm Inoue's a monster out there, so they got some hidden killers out there. So I definitely want to see more and more about bro.
And then we get to see Giga's return. Giga Chikadotsi versus Alex Casares, UFC vet, does it all, submits, gets submitted, stands up, throws the head kicks, kind of fun. He got the afro. But we haven't seen Giga since January of 2022. It's a year and a half since Giga's last fight, where he got obliterated by Calvin Kattar. Absolutely dog walked by Calvin Kattar. So, Kev, I know you're a big believer on it. You don't get better at things you don't do. Do you? I mean, Keegan's the favorite here. Does he not look good? Does he like? How does this play out for you? Because I mean, Casares is kind of old, 35, but he's old in MMA terms. He's been here since 2011, but he is 4-1 in his last five, and he is a plus 180 underdog to Giga's minus 230. Giga's getting the love here, even though he hasn't fought since January of 2022, where he got absolutely destroyed. So it's kind of hard to know what we're getting here.
I mean, I think it's the best to see what heart Giga has right now. Does he go in this fight and get obliterated? Does he go in this fight to keep it close? Does he go in this fight and win? I think that's where that comes in because Giga gets the respect that he does. A lot of people fuck with him, great fan base and everything. But last time we seen him, it wasn't too good a fight. So that's why I might have to holler at bro. I might have to pick. I might have to choose. What's his name?
Alex Casares.
Yeah, I might have to get my dog Casares because he's 4-1. He's a little hot right now. Has he been fighting cans?
I wouldn't say cans, but there's people around his level, like outside the top 15. You know those Sung Dong Choi, Kevin Kroom, Julian Arosa, Daniel Pineda. His one loss was to Sodik Yusuf, who be on Twitter 24/7. I fuck with Sodik Yusuf heavy.
Hell yeah. So I mean, Brez looks like he's moving on up. And like I said, like you said, I'm a firm believer you don't really get better at the things you don't do. There have been a lot of exceptions to this rule. Maybe they were just always that damn good. But yeah, I got Casares on this one.
All right, I think I'm gonna take Giga, and I think we're gonna see back-to-back KOs here. I see Giga getting a knockout, probably via a body kick, liver kick in particular, and I think Rinya Nakamura. That would be my parlay. I don't have the odds in front of me, but I know you'll get plus odds on getting Giga plus Rinya KO. Ride him. Then our next fight, we got Anthony Smith versus Ryan Spann in a 50-50 pick'em, minus 110 on both sides. Anthony Smith, he didn't look good in his last fight, and he's going up against Ryan Spann, who got submitted by Nikolai Krylov in a makeshift main event fight in the first round. But prior to that, he knocked out Dominic Reyes in the first round. He submitted Ion Koptolepa in the first round. Oh, and actually, fun fact, this is a rematch from 2021 where Anthony Smith submitted Ryan Spann in the first round.
Oh wow, hold on.
Yeah, so does Anthony Smith got the juice to do it twice? He did lose to Johnny Walker pretty bad, and then Megamed Ankalaev he got injured in like the end of the first round, second round finish. So outside of that, his last fight before that was his submission win over Ryan Spann. So does he get back onto the horse? Does he get back on it, or does Ryan Spann got something for that now?
I said Brian Spann. That's a camp thing. Like, because one thing about Anthony Smith, his mental is very, very, very important. A lot. Everybody's mental is important, but Anthony Smith needs to make sure that he's right mentally in the right places before he picks up fights. That's enough. That's something that's happened in his career, and we love to see when he's at his high, when he's at a high point because he fights phenomenally. He has a great chin, and he's able to make things happen. So, oh no, man. Oh, tell me more. Tell me more about this fight before I make a pick.
I mean, Ryan Spann, power behind him. They're 31 to Anthony Smith's 35. They're both relative in the same ages. Ryan Spann's got power to him. Ryan Spann's got the BJJ background. Even though Anthony Smith, Swiss Army knife, he submitted Ryan Spann. He can kind of do it all. kind of two bad showings. You hit on the mental aspect, which I think is kind of big because we saw in the Johnny Walker fight, like the whole him yelling at Walker, like you came for my family. Like I was like, still, like what the fuck were you talking about in that moment? Like we still don't know what's going on with you over there. So it's kind of hard. Like some side of me wants to say, hey, Anthony Smith, if you're not a top tier guy, he's gonna beat you. He kind of is the gatekeeper. He's like he is good enough to beat anyone that he should beat. But also, you also want to lean maybe Ryan Spann is maybe hungrier. He's not in the booth half the time anymore, like how Anthony Smith is, and he even though he is coming off a loss, he has looked better in his last couple outings than what Anthony Smith has looked. So it is hard to you can make a case for either side right now. It's kind of like who do you think is going to come in and have the get better game plan and be more sharp fight day?
That's real, man. That's actually fact. So this is a team effort, but I want to take Anthony Smith. I don't know if it's because I like Anthony Smith. Is it because I do like his skill set? Or is he just a better fighter? But something just every time I think about taking Anthony Smith, I see Ryan Spann just getting a random KO. I mean, like the punch you didn't see coming type KO and knocking dog out clean. So I'm so torn for this fight.
So the odds have shifted before my eyes, and this while we're recording, as of now, Anthony Smith is a plus 110 underdog to Ryan Spann's minus 130. Ever so slightly small move, but because of that move, I think I'm going to take Anthony Smith as an underdog, even if it's a very small puppy dog.
Yeah, man. I mean, Anthony Smith can be trusted. Hopefully, he's got his mind right. He's had a nice fight camp, and but Ryan Spann has that just one hitter quitter power. So like, I hope he's coming ready for that. He's beat him in the past. Can he do it again?
You don't tattoo the Superman S on your chest unless you got the power behind them hands. So I always
Nah,
give
that's
you credit.
facts. Nah,
Then
that's facts.
our main event, which is the moment this fight got announced, I was, you know, that meme from Breaking Bad where Walter White is in the back of the car just screaming, no, no. That was me whenever this fight got announced because there is no fucking chance that I wanted the Korean Zombie to fight Max Holloway after that Volkanovski performance. And that's just me looking out for his personal well being. I love the Korean Zombie. But to go from Volkanovski, where everyone was kind of begging for that fight to be stopped at a certain point, even Dean, like, hey, are you good? Like, he literally asked him, like, are you good? Like, he's like, yeah, let's do this. He's like, all right, get it on. Like, fuck it. And then Max Holloway off his last fight, or the next great thing in Arnold Allen, where anyone outside of Max from Bourbon and Bud MMA, everyone thought Max Holloway got the dub against Arnold Allen. So
yeah, facts.
And it was a pretty good outing in my opinion. Another great outing. Like both of these guys' last losses, Volkanovski. Both of them against Volkanovski looked pretty bad. Max Holloway absolutely dog walked him to the point. Volkanovski dog walked Max Holloway to the point where we're not even asking for a rematch anymore. So how do you? Other than the fact that it is a minus 750 favorite, Max Holloway.
Wow.
These are two of the biggest odds I've seen in the last 6 months of the UFC pick'ems, and I think they're warranted. I believe this is a minus 750, and it could be bigger. Like it could be minus 1,000, and I would still say I think that's accurate.
That's crazy. That's actually insane. Well, rest in peace. I guess to summarize what Paul just said, rest in peace early to the Korean Zombie. I mean, I just think he's just dying how he's living. He's always going to come forward. He's always going to come at you.
This ain't the person to do that with, though. Like, it's not even the fact that you get knocked out. It's worse because Max Holloway may set a career record this fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm coming to this fight for, is to watch the record. Without a doubt, Max Holloway is about to do something special tonight. In front of UFC Singapore, oh yeah, he's going to do something special.
He better get the fuck out of there after this dub because Yakuza I mean, you killed our man. We're gonna have to kill you. Like it's only fair at this point.
And you know them boys believe in getting over and not getting even. So motherfucking they might take out 2 or 3 of y'all people.
Yeah, like Dana White better have the connections ready. And I'm just gonna that like Max Holloway, he gets this win. What does it do for him? I understand it's a Korean Zombie. It's a good fight for like fans. Like even like now, no, but like name wise, it's gonna do decent. But like this doesn't move you closer to a title shot, in my opinion, at all. Like they're like, does this really campaign you into the getting that rematch? So I don't know what this serves to do, other than we're gonna watch him only because he like has the record for most significant strikes in history and it like laps the field. He's gonna just like
Over 1,000.
yeah, he's gonna like lap the field again like this after this fight.
You're gonna get caught slipping. You're gonna be trying to motherfucking get making it through. That's crazy. But
I'm
yeah,
saying
that's
it's
gonna
out. To come to third and fourth, like third round after Max Holloway's gonna come off the gas pedal because the amount of damage that he's already did. We're similar to how Volkanovski did. We're gonna see the same thing where he's just like choosing not to throw more shots and kind of like not like he just cools off.
who do you think's gonna announce this fight?
Bruce Buffer, I'm hoping these are
Not
legends.
not not commentators, like who are gonna be the
Oh,
announcers?
probably it's Singapore. So I know Joe Rogan. He doesn't do international events, so it's not him. I would say probably DC and maybe does DC and Bisping go together sometimes?
Sometimes, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think it might be DC Bisping, if not Bisping and other dude,
Annett or Felder.
Felder. Yeah, Bisping and Felder.
Yeah, I think it might be Bisping and Felder for this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think DC's taking a trip to Singapore, but DC fucks with Max Holloway, so DC might go to Singapore.
Yeah, these are legends. But also, I don't know because some of these vets that fuck with like Korean Zombie heavy, they might not want to watch this fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They might not want to commentate. Like they're not gonna say it out loud, but personally, they're gonna be like, I can't. Like I know what's gonna happen, and I don't want to be bearing responsible having to commentate what's gonna go on to my homie.
dead ass. But yeah, this fight's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one to think back. Like, damn, I really wish that. But imagine if Korean Zombie were to be moving forward and it just I just want to see him being active. I want to see him doing something, not taking shit no much. Because we know Max has a chin. So there's gonna be that banger of a slobber knocker fight with Max coming soon. Like I just don't know who's gonna be his dance partner. But Korean Zombie is gonna be this gonna be the warm up. It's gonna be a good fight though. It's gonna be fun to watch.
We'll probably get hopefully maybe the Yair rematch. Even though he beat Yair, this is just the road you have to travel if you want to get the belt again.
I'd say just go up personally and go see what damage you can do over there before you retire.
That's not a bad idea.
But
But
I'm
also Dustin Poirier when he was at Dustin Poirier dusted him when it was champ versus champ type shit. So I doubt he moves up to lightweight. He doesn't get another big hitter. Like, could you imagine if like Justin Gaethje landed a shot on him?
ouch.
If Dustin Poirier was having him hurt real bad,
Facts.
and then Rafael Vasiv is no slouch. Like there's a RDA like there's a few other hitters. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I think he stays at featherweight. That's just his weight class, I think, at this point. But I mean, it's going to be a decent card. I'll be up, especially for Talaya Santos versus Blanchfield. I think that should have been co-main event status. No disrespect to Smith and Span, but like just the best fight on card, I think, is them. But I'm also going to be paying attention to Rinya Nakamura and Max Holloway, two of the biggest favorites I've seen in a little while. Are they going to actually come through and be as good as their favorite show?
Facts. But now I'm looking forward to this one. The Chinese crowd's always interesting because they don't really like to like get crazy loud. They kind of show respect for the fights and stuff and tap and focus. So it's gonna be a good one, man. But I'm fucking with it. UFC Singapore. This is their second time in a while going to Singapore, I think, because they went last year and that was their first time in a while. if
Yep.
not first time ever. So yeah, let's see how this turns out. And one thing I forgot to bring up during the no, I'm tripping. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.
All right, boys. Well, also stay tuned. We got Usyk Dubois picks this week. It came out the same day, so go watch that episode right after this one if you haven't already. Go check the football stuff. We're back, baby. And what's up, Kev? Before we head out, you got anything left
Oh,
to say?
that's what I meant to say. I had to put my words together. You feel me? So the next fight in China, well, imagine this card being a banger, and the next fight being in China would be Zhang Weili versus Yang Chupin. I forgot how to say her name. That would be pretty fire.
That would be, yeah. And then you still got my boy uh, Lee Jae Wong or Lee Jae Ling,
Yeah.
co-main. That's my dog. And then Renya Nakamura. Pay attention to him on this card. Because if he does something very spectacular, we'll see him on that fucking next card. But as always, go down, like, subscribe, comment your picks, comment your bets. We do be listening. We're here for that. As always, this has been Totally Blitz Podcast. I'm Paul Pickawin. Concha. I'm joined with street fight enthusiast Kevin Savoy. And if y'all didn't know, well, now y'all know, motherfuckers.